Hey, what's up, guys? So I did this Doc Beast. If you want the rest of my thoughts about this subject of racism, tune into my Periscope where I go deep. I go like 20 minutes deep. I originally was going to call it Doc Beast Daily episode 106, but I can't change the title of that. Plus, I don't want any discontinuity in my YouTube videos for episodes 106. So I'm recording. It's almost an overlap of the same subject, but I go much deeper into detail. I'm just going to summarize some of my views here. First of all, I think we're all racism. Let's be totally honest. And the only way we're going to change the problem of racism is bringing it out in the open. I don't think we should beat a dead horse, meaning everything doesn't have to be about racism. Everything isn't always about racism, but at the same time, when the subject comes up, or if it's an obvious case, or if someone wants to discuss it, I think we should have a sit-down, civil conversation, pulling our emotions out of it as much as possible, so we can see with the clear eyes through the eyes of the other person. That's how we're going to have understanding about racism. Even myself, I have a very strong struggle with trying not to put my emotions into racism, because you got to understand, I'm 40 years old. My mom was a child of the 60s, so she experienced everything about racism when it came to, not going to the same bathrooms, not being able to get coffee at the same place as everybody else. She was left out of certain educational career opportunities because of her race. So we got to understand. So I'm coming from that view, and she's a single mom. So she doesn't want me to experience some of the same things she experienced. And my mom was very, 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 very hard on us, to know that, listen, things aren't fair, so you have to be 10 times better than everybody else to get the same opportunities. So, and if I'm influenced by my mom, on top of the fact that growing up in Newark in the 80s and 90s, most of my friends were black and Hispanic, to be totally honest, black and Hispanic. I did not have, I may have had one, actually I had one very good friend who was white, but the rest of my entire life, it was mostly black and Hispanic kids. So I chose to go to a predominantly white school so I could learn more about different races of people, not just white, but other races of people. There's many, we keep talking about things, black, white, black, white. There's other races of people in this world, which causes a problem when it comes to racism, because sometimes we focus on just black, white. We forget about other races, and then we say it's okay to be racist against them because they're different from black, white, and Hispanic. So we put ourselves over here. Everybody else outside of that, we think is okay. No, it's not okay to prejudge anybody, whether it's through race, sexual orientation, or their political views. I think we're all, at best, good people at heart. I see that in my kids. I see in other people's kids. We all want to try to be good. I think people's lives and their experiences change based upon their life experiences, based upon, who nurtures them, what type of parents they have, if they had parents, their life experiences, their environment. I think we're all born wanting to play. I think we're all born with a loving spirit. I hate that I'm not a zoologist by training. I don't claim to be a zoologist, but when I look at, like, if you notice, I don't care. Think of the most wildest creature, angriest creature, or whatever, fiercest creature. But when they come out as a cub, they all are playful. It's when they get older and start developing certain instincts from their environment and from exposures that, that little lion cub is the reason why you don't want that little lion cub to come up, to grow to be 300 pounds a year at home. And don't get me wrong, there's people who have these little lion cubs that they raise them from birth, but that's a whole nother subject why you shouldn't be having a 300-pound cub in your house. But what I'm saying is, even little animals, they all want to play at birth. Little kids, they all want to play at birth. But when a little kid goes through different life experiences and get exposed to the media and their parents and their friends and their environment and the politics, that little 4-year-old little nice cute kid grows up to be a 20 or 30-year-old terrorist, who hates all one race of people, or who hates everybody who's not like themselves. So I think racism is learned. I think we all are influenced by media. We can't hide from this. The most important thing you need to realize when it comes to the discussion of racism, it's okay. It's almost natural to have an original reaction. It's what you do with that reaction that makes you wrong. It's what you do with that original thought that makes you wrong. It's okay to originally be like, oh my gosh, but then you take that reaction and you put that towards a policy of law, a policy of your own personal interaction. That's when it makes it wrong, to your opinion, to the point that you don't even give that person a chance, or you put a roadblock of a law or action to change your interaction with that person and hold them back from their experience with you, or some other opportunity outside of you, whether it's educational, financial, or business opportunity. That's when I think racism is wrong. Racism is wrong. Racism is wrong at its core, but what I'm saying, your original thoughts, I'm not concerned about your original thoughts when you first look at me, but when you take that original thought and you put that towards a policy, how you interact with me as far as opportunity, business, or just a friendship level, that's when it's wrong. That's when it's wrong. So just think about think about that when it comes to racism. I don't like to talk too much about racism because if I have certain views, I want you to be in the same space and time so I can discuss those views. You can ask me directly, why do I feel a certain way? So you don't have a an opinion about, oh, Will is this, Will is that. No. So, but I felt the need to drop this on Taco Base Daily. Peace.